Hello, in this video we'll be going over the basics of field stripping your knife. First of all, knives are sharp, so handle with care. So with this knife we prefer to field strip with the blade in the open and locked position. Now we do this because in this position most of the force being applied by the blade lock is against the locking profile of the blade, which presses the blade up against the blade stop as well and locks all these components together. Now you can field strip this knife with the blade in the closed position, but we found it's just a preferable and cleaner field strip when you do it from the open and locked position. So we'll open and lock the knife, and then we'll move to the butt of the knife to the takedown pin. Now this takedown pin is spring loaded, so if you depress it slightly it will unlock from the left hand frame, and then you can rotate it clockwise to unlock the frames. Once you rotate it, you'll see a small red dot which will indicate that the frames are unlocked. So as this left frame rotates away from the right frame, it comes out from the full-length rail and slots that lock the frames together. As you reach the hilt of the knife, you can rotate the frame and remove the pocket clip, which is sandwiched in between the frames. Then you can continue to rotate your left frame to 90 degrees and it will come right off the knife. So we use a twist lock profile here where anything outside of 90 degrees locks the pivot pin within the left hand frame. The hardened steel pivot pin is rigidly mounted inside the right hand frame, and this requires no adjustments. Any adjustments can be made by simply replacing the pivot spacer. You'll also notice that you can assemble the knife without the pocket clip, and when you do this it leaves no exposed mounts on either side of the knife, which leaves a very clean look. You'll notice the entire time that we've been working with this knife, the blade's been in the open and locked position. In order to remove the blade, you simply press down on the blade lock to unlock the blade, and it simply slides right off. You can set your blade off to the side, and now you have access to remove your blade lock, which you can do simply by sliding it to one side. You can also remove your pivot spacer for cleaning, or you can replace it should it ever become worn. We have 3 different thicknesses of spacers to account for different wear or different blade thicknesses if you get a different blade for this. This is a fitted item. Always make sure when you reassemble the knife that you reinstall this spacer. You can now reinstall the blade lock, which if you look on the back of that you'll notice it also has a tolerance number engraved on that. If you order different versions of the blade lock, make sure you order the same tolerance number. It simply slides on and is held in place by the recess and static friction. And now take your blade and install it and lock it open. When you do this, ensure that it's all the way down against the pivot spacer. If it's not, depress the blade lock, push it all the way down and lock it in place. Once you have that locked in place, take your left hand frame, place it on the pivot pin, rotate it into position. Once you get to a spot where you can install your pocket clip, install that. Give it a little bit of a wiggle, lock the left hand frame against it, then lock the frames together by rotating the pin, and now your knife is fully reassembled. It's also best practice to open and close your knife at least once to check for proper function. You can get more support or instructional videos at our website, aettarmorers.com. Thank you for watching.